All right, everyone, and welcome to the class. So, I want you to get ready for this awesome journey as you dive into the exciting world of coding. All right, so in the course of this series, we are going to be building exciting stuff like games, animations, and you'll also be doing one or two projects that you can, use to build up your portfolio. All this as you are learning the essential skills you need to become a tech whiz. All right, I hope you are ready. So, as I said earlier, this series is not really about teaching you a specific language. It's more about empowering you with all the tools you need, the knowledge, the idea, that creative mindset to help you bring your ideas to life through code. And that's basically the purpose of programming. So, and more about the anchor, or let me say the sponsor of this series later. But over there at RCI, we believe everyone should have a chance to learn these skills, regardless of background or age. More so for the young ones, because if you look at Nigeria today, our world, you realize that adults, or let me say, most people in our generation upwards are going back to learn some of these skills because we didn't really have the chance to learn them growing up. That's why the emphasis is on young people. All right, so as I said, this program is brought to you by Bitforge Labs in partnership with RCIX. So, Bitforge Lab, first of all, is a dynamic startup, and their focus is on developing cutting edge electronics, that is, most of our indigenous technology, or most of your them, and also they dabble into tech education and idea incubation. So, that's that about Bitforge Labs. They are passionate about the next generation of innovators. That's why there's tech education and idea incubation. All of this we'll understand later. And RCIX is basically a network of partners, as Bitforge Labs is part. Other schools, forward thinking schools, are also part. And then everyone is simply working together to bring opportunities like this one to you. And also, in a partnership, there is always room for more. So let's say you want to bring this program or something like this to maybe your youth group, your school, an institution you belong to, anywhere, you can just reach out to us. If you need someone to anchor maybe a little talk about tech, whatever, you can reach out to us. We'd love to collaborate with you. All right, let's get down to today's business. As I said, today's video is just a massive introduction. Is your official welcome. All those who've been in on the group, you can jettison them. This is your official welcome to the group. So I want you to relax, get comfortable, and prepare your mind because the journey ahead is exciting. So for today, we'll be focusing on the tools of the trade. And take note, if you have any question at, at any point, wherever, feel free to ask. That's one rule of programming also. So you can ask in the comments, you can ask in the group, or if you are watching this video via your instructor, you can ask your instructor questions also. All right, so the concept for today, as you know, there is no such thing as anything you want to do at all without the tools. So the concept is simple also. There's no coding without the right tools. You understand? So just like a carpenter now that needs hammer and saw, as a coder, you need your software, you need your platform. So what are the essential tools that we'll be using for this class? First, you need your computer. A laptop is okay. If you have a desktop PC, very fine. And if what you have is a mobile phone, Android device, I don't even know for iOS, I don't use Apple. But I believe these apps should be available for iOS also. But Android, it's also a great starting point. But note, in any of these devices, you need to be dedicated. All right, you need to be dedicated. So we are going to be starting with Scratch, as I said earlier. And I mentioned MBlock in the group at some point. MBlock is not really a software we'll be focusing on because it's basically like Scratch. But for those using phone, MBlock, when people using PC are using Scratch, you will be either using Scratch Online or MBlock on your phone, because the app that is available for Scratch for Android device is Scratch Junior. I don't know. MBlock fits more. It looks more like Scratch. And I'm just trying to have something that will place everybody on the same platform. So Scratch is a visual programming language. I think that is, you are not really typing much. You are dragging blocks like Lego bricks. They fit into each other. You understand? You arrange them to form your scripts, and that makes it very perfect for beginners. In fact, I was reading an article that they said this computer science course in, I think, MIT. Yeah, they start with Scratch. So that is the concept. You don't need to jump into learning a particular language. First, learn the core concepts of programming. And after Scratch, we'll be exploring Python, which is also a very powerful and versatile language that professionals use worldwide. We use Python a lot. In fact, many people that are going into data science, into AI, machine learning, web design, backend, software, wherever, you'll be using Python. Cyber security, Python. So for Python, we'll be using the software we'll be using is IDLE, which is integrated development and learning environment, which is these, which are just integrated development. This is integrated development and learning environments, and it comes bundled with Python. You can use any other editor, but for this one, we'll be using the official Python IDE, which is called IDLE. So if you're on your phone, you use apps like MBlock, you can use Scratch Junior, and you also use PyDroid 3 for the Python coding. That is on your Android app. All right. Um, Before we go on to show you some of these things, like how to install the Python on PC, to show you the websites that you are going to be using, and just to um, give you a more in-depth understanding, or let me say mini tutorial on installing and using some of these things. I want you to know that many of them are also available online completely free. In fact, you may not need to download any software. If you have stable internet connection, you can just head right to the website, do your code online, save it, maybe download it, wherever. And I've provided the links somewhere in the description of this video. I'll still provide the links again, or in the comments. Anyway, just check around. The comments will be there. So now let's talk about the installations. I'll walk you through the process of setting up your environments. And as I said, there are many tutorials, just more like helpful guides and tips to make the installation very smooth for you. Before you go, two things to remember. Online is your friend. Many tools are online, many guides are online, language documentation, they are available online. What I mean by language documentation is just like you have your English textbook that contains a lot of the semantics, syntax rules. Is that, yes, the grammatical rules? Yes, that contains a lot of those things. You have documentations. Documents. When you document something, you store information about it. So that's what a documentation basically is. It stores information about that language, all of the keywords, everything, what each aspect of the language does. In fact, that's how people learn programming in the early days. You read the documentation. And also, another thing is, don't hesitate to ask, because you will run into trouble at some point. You will make mistakes. It's fine to be stuck. Just make sure you ask. And asking a question goes back to going online. Anytime you are stuck, you can just easily search, how do I do this thing online, or you ask someone. And that's why I encourage you guys to download the softwares before today. So in fact, if you had these two things in mind already before now, most of you will have been able to download those software, because it's a matter of just checking online what software do you use. It is like that. So let's first look at the online tools. Let's look at the tools online first. I'm just waiting for the website to come up right here. Okay. Okay. So the first one, let's look at the Python editor, the online Python editor first. We just wait. I need to be very patient. Here we have it, pythononline.net. Now, there are other online Python IDEs. Hold on. All right, as I said, there are a lot of other online Python IDs, but there is no real particular reason for choosing this one over the other. I just kind of love the simplicity. So, here you have it, right here. This place that says Python code. That's where you type your code. Then if you scroll up, you can see it's very simple. This is this place where there's a lot of story. That is where your is going to be. So when you type your code right here, all you need to do is click on this green play button. Let me give you an example. So let me bring up the keyboard. Then let me type. Then I'll be like, okay, um, A. Oh, sorry. Uh, this icon here is covering the keyboard. Alright, so I managed to type it here. I said A equals to, then next up, let me say print good. Oh, another trouble. Okay, print, yes, print A. Okay, look at this. Let me take down the keyboard. Okay, so now if I scroll up and I press this green play button, we'll wait for it a bit, initializing, and then it will print A for us, which should be 2, hopefully. Remember, I said you can make mistakes, so yes, code execution complete 2. And another thing, see right here, although you wouldn't be using this all throughout this course, I hope you can install packages, etc. It's really simple. And then if you are given an assignment, you can either download it here, this download button, or this one that says share. You can share it to WhatsApp and then maybe to one of the admins private chat or something. So it's a really cool software. I love it. Then next up is Scratch Online, and you can see I use this on my phone right here. So if you are using your phone, you can use this also for Scratch. Let me just swipe on to the Scratch. Yeah. So let it load up, and you can see this is the website scratch.mit.edu. Now, but we don't really need to do it to start creating accounts. You can save your project, you can collaborate. Programming is all about collaboration, but mainly if you want to use it online, and you can use this on your phone also, you simply click on create. We'll allow it to load up, and you see how simple and nice this is. Okay, you can see how the blocks are stacking together. This is exactly how you change your blocks. So let's okay, let me give you some time to load up. All right, okay, it's downloading. Nope. Yeah, this is the part of dedication I was talking about, that you need to be dedicated. Let me give it some time, a little bit of time for it to do its thing. Basically, you see this particular tutorial card, we need to close it, and the button to close it is up there somewhere. And another thing, yes, while using this scratch, please try and ensure that you are on desktop, uh-oh, that you're on desktop site. Like, since it's on phone, change the site, the type of site, to desktop, so that you'll be able to basically flip your phone onto it on its side and mimic a desktop screen. So here you have it. We'll close this tutorial card, we don't need it. And you can see all the blocks that you need. See them here, see all of them, see all the blocks. Like, this is basically your language right here. Then as I said, this scratch is for animations, games. It is, in fact, some people say it's a game engine. So you can see all the different sprites you can add, and background or stage that you can add. See it right. Let me just show you. See, you can see all the different sprites. They are called sprites. Then background also, backdrop. It's taking time. Okay. All right. You can see, and the backdrop, and you can upload your own also. When you combine the backdrop with the sprites, then that one is your artistic aspect. Then you can now begin to code it. For example, now see this scratch, this cat sprite. Let me let's think, let's give you something logical, like when this green flag is clicked, motion. Hmm, let's say you should go to a random position, move 10 steps, go to a random position. Can you see how logical it is? Let me enlarge this a bit. See this. When green, sorry, when green flag is clicked, next step, move 10 steps. Go to a random position. Now watch this. When I click the green flag, see, did you see that? It moved 10 steps and then went to a random position. Now let me do it. Let me show another thing again. Let's say we want this to happen forever. Let's say we want it to happen forever. Hmm? Let me click the green flag. Can you see? If you notice, it is actually moving forward a bit before going to a random position. This is getting interesting. Just to show you, let's wait for 1 second. Now watch. Did you see random position? Can you see? Can you see it? So uh, that is that for Scratch and Python online. Now let's go to the apps. Okay, 25 minutes. the two apps we'll be using, remember I said mBlock we're using if you want to download an app. So this stuff is getting way too long already, so I'll just go to PyDroid 3. Let me open it up for you to see. You can see this icon. Please, this is the icon you should be looking for on Play Store. And just like the online one, there are other IDs also, but this one is smaller than the rest and it has a lot of the features that we need. It's taking too much time to load up. Alright, so I'm just going to click on continue right here. So all of this is just taking us through um, it's taking us through like certain questions that they are going to ask. So it's just to click through it and then continue with your app. Then the next one is mBlock. If it takes way too much time, I'll just have to abandon it and then show you how. Alright, and you are not clicking on learn, you click on coding and you see that this is a project. You see it's basically just the same thing with Scratch, only that they are built on, should I say, slightly different programming language, but this mBlock is used in tandem with certain hardware. Alright, so it's taking a bit of time to load. Okay, let's just wait a bit for it. Let's wait a bit for it. And okay, it's done. I wanted to talk about your goals. You can see it's basically just the same thing. It's like they copied this thing. It's built on the same language. You can see you have motion, you have looks. Oh, no, that's on there. You have looks, etc. On and on like that. So next up, let me quickly show you one or two things about installing Python on your system. There you see the website is python.org. You simply click it and you see the Python logo right there. You need to download, no need to save it. We need to download um, installation file, the exe, that is the IDLE software. So once you get there, scroll around. Let's scroll down and see. You can see it, download. So all you need to do is click on this. Then you select your platform, you select the type you want. Let's just walk through it. I've downloaded it already. So see all the different types we have. See for Windows, depending on if you have 64 or 34 bits, then if you are using ARM or a ARM, okay, 64, ARM 64 or okay. So you pick the one you want, you pick the one that is not the one you want, rather the one that is applicable to your system. You download it. Once you are done downloading, you follow these steps. All right. So here is the screenshot I took while installing recently. If I zoom right in, you can see this is the Python software. You simply click on this. Once you click on it, you see, right click on it. This menu comes up. You can either click open or run as administrator, but I recommend you choose run as administrator because you need to add Python to parts or do one of things that need admin access. So you click on run as administrator. Once you've done that, yep, the next is what I need to show you. This is the installing part, the installation pop-up rather. You need to select this checkbox, add Python 3.8 to parts, this particular one. You need to select it. So once you select that, don't cancel. Just click on install now. Click on install now. Once you click on install now, you wait it to install. You can see it's very fast. In fact, between me taking this particular screenshot, clicking on the install now, and taking this one, see where it has gotten to, and my response time is very fast. Like I have fast reflexes when it comes to coding. So it's very fast. And then once you are done, that's all. Now you need to click on this disable path length limit. But for the purpose of this class, you don't really need to do that. You may not do it or you may just do it. It's not as if it will harm your system. So you just click on that one. And once you are done, you click close. So if you did not see the shortcut on your desktop, you can simply click on your Windows icon. Let me zoom right in. Oh, okay. Your Windows icon, and right here, you start typing Python, like as if you are typing, searching for Python. Hmm? Let me show you. Yes, you start typing. Windows would highlight the remaining for you. But basically, once you start typing to search, this list of apps will come up. Note this also. You are not clicking on this one that is highlighted in purple. No, that is the exe file you downloaded. This is the one you want. This one, IDLE Python 3.8 64 bits. That's the one you want. So you click on that one. Once you click on that one, the shell will open. Well, with IDLE, you have the shell and you have the normal window. So this shell is where you can just quickly do experimental stuff. But when you want to do your script actually in the shell, sorry, the shell, you simply click on this file right here. That is in the, yes. You click on file. Once you click on file, you click on new file, or if you're a fan of shortcuts, Control N will create a new screen for you. And this is scripting. Coding in Python is called scripting. You understand? And in this new window, this Python scripting window, you are basically going to be once you are done scripting, you are basically going to be going to file, then you click on save. Then next thing you go to run and you click on run module. Also, the shortcut for saving is Ctrl S. Once you are done with that, you simply press your function key F5 to run your module rather, in the shell. So, and with that, that is that. You are done installing Python. You have your scripting already. When you want to save your project, please try and save it in a folder where you can access, not in the Python installation folder or somewhere else, because it is a script. In case A program might try to run a script you wrote, and then it might, maybe give you an error or do something that is not so fun on your system. So with this, we are done with checking out the software, giving the tips and tricks rather. So before we go, just to wrap up, on the registration form, there is a section there asking about your goals, why you want to learn. Because from experience, a lot of people just want to learn programming because that's the next big thing, or one uncle said they should learn it. But in all honesty, everyone on this group, your goals are all valid. You understand? So it's wonderful. The goals I saw there are wonderful. Some mentioned that they want to acquire skills to be able to solve problems, and that is the basic purpose of programming, is to solve problems. And some want to go into data analysis to grow their career. Very good. Those skills are very, very valuable in the market today, especially with this machine learning and AI that is taking the world by storm. Data analysts are going higher. And some people simply want to expand their knowledge, just like me. When I started, I just wanted to expand my knowledge. That is a good one also. And in programming, a test for knowledge is a very crucial skill. Like, is a crucial attribute of a programmer. Is very important. Else, if you are a programmer and you don't have the test for knowledge, you don't want to know more. Just look at yourself in this AI era now. You'll be left behind. So that's it. And for those who don't really plan on becoming programmers and you just want to learn it, learning basics of coding is still a very valid skill. Like, your problem solving skills will go up through the roof, and that's it. So before you go, just a few things is that you should remember that being skilled as a programmer, it takes time, it takes dedication, it takes effort. Those three things: time, dedication, effort. Effort is consistent practice. You need to practice. Like, you need to build a solid foundation. You need to work on projects that challenge you. That is that. Like, when I was still starting with Python online, I was teaching in a school then, and I was like, okay, I know this Python of 18. I can use Python to do calculation. So why not write a script that I'll just enter the student's name, whatever it is. It was all command line based, no fancy graphical design interface. But at the end of that project, I learned how to use Python to work with different file types, all this TXT, CSV, etc. I learned that. So work on projects that will challenge you. Don't just sit in comfort zone and work on simple basic projects. Challenge yourself. And let me even give you another challenge. That Scratch that you're looking at, primary six children are doing great things with it, like wonderful games with it. So there's nobody that is still in secondary school here. Let's all try and work hard and challenge ourselves. You make mistakes. Making mistake means that the project is bigger than your current capacity, and that means if you can overcome that challenge, you've already gone beyond your current capacity. Mark Zuckerberg, all of them that built Facebook, even this Sam Altman that is CEO of OpenAI, they did not become what they are by just sitting on and learning simple scripts in Python or Ruby on Rails. They did it by going higher and higher. DeepSeek came up and took over the first position of AI's models. And guess what OpenAI said after all the fighting back and forth and the likes? They said they are releasing their own that will beat DeepSeek also. So that's what it is. Always encourage yourself. Don't get discouraged. Mastering programming is all about consistent practice, asking for help. So that's it for today's introduction. Get ready to embark on this journey. And don't let me sugarcoat it for you. At some point, it will get very, very hard. And remember, doing your assignments, being active is very important to ending this course with us. Because it's not as if we are just trying to gather crowd. We are doing this for a purpose. You that you are here now learning all these things, you are taking time away from something. So please, the rule is once you miss the first assignment, you have one strike. If you miss the second assignment consecutively after that one, you are out of the program. That's it. All right. So, um, thank you for being here. See you in class. And if you watched it this far, I think I should be doing a giveaway personally. A giveaway. Um, just it's not much. Just 1 gigabyte of data on either Glo, MTN, or Airtel. So I'm thinking, what should be the code? Let me see. Let me generate the code. The first person to drop this code in the group gets the data. 7783 PY. Yes. 7783 PY. Drop the code in the group. You get your 1 gigabyte of data. Thank you.